中等的广播加华人养拉乡在罗刚个罗主中年。牛大南大拉萨维，今年当个这上就是年纪大个老王，刚到这边做了马路门道，等我了介绍，这做跟拉我就大在养拉这样的，这的了接着牛毛年老理解找着种子。门前等我了那个今年种子拉着。路内大家杂军大上有的立足价值都，主张知道这年渐渐到门前人家伙让懒得的，马拉巴扎那的马拉巴扎那的马拉巴扎那的马拉巴扎那的马拉巴扎，马拉巴扎那的马拉巴扎那的马拉巴扎那的马拉巴扎那的马拉巴扎那的马拉巴扎那的马拉巴扎马拉巴扎。马拉巴扎那的，最多的基金介绍我这个基道路的门巴拉山，夸张单车上路到白，路主别那瓦街的索罗，鸟街肩膀做的牛面上，从那木龙肩膀我家。巴格尔当昂赞度什么多，东巴的街将拉上扎罗。哦呀，等你唱嘛了，我做的那个参知这个人。
Morning greetings to everyone.
等你我做大那个，去吃的下进工这个人，等你去吃下饼啊肉的，等你唱嘛个想吃说的什结果的。
We are going to begin now with our teaching for this morning. And before we do so, everybody please make an aspiration of bodhicitta with which to listen to this teaching.
等你想清楚的什结这样的，等你还讲搞清楚的，等你的几把心里想那的了，下去忙不读，因那他们读几把心里，等你自个这个那了想那，想清楚什这样的干这是了这个人那。等你我做长马，等你心情探视，等你打看什么个心情探视，塔瓦托亚个等你下话是你这个人三个的，你心情探视了潘巴是这个人三个，等你心情探视了潘巴是这那，等你当波我让三几个人嘛，多把我让三几马几那，你心情了潘巴这他个马的等那，等你我演他们的三几个人。等你我让三节个去的，等你我带上老兄这个人什么呢？等你得想清楚的先给把这个人。
The aspiration of bodhicitta is extremely important, and there are many ways of explaining it. It's possible to do so in a very lengthy way. However, if we are going to explain it just in a few words, quite simply, we can say that bodhicitta is the resolve or the aspiration to work for all beings, for their liberation, for their benefit. And in order to do this, to strive to first attain Buddhahood for oneself, because without this it isn't possible to really effectively work for the benefit of other beings. So in making an aspiration of bodhicitta, we make a firm resolve to attain Buddhahood for ourselves, and with this kind of aspiration we listen to today's teaching with the goal of it assisting us in our work towards attaining Buddhahood for the sake of others.
等你打电话这样，等你先把这个吃的，等你们等你下个日，等你电话，让我从哪做啦？先把这个那里等你吃刚三把的下个日。
So today we are going to continue with our teaching on parting from the four attachments. And this morning we are going to be looking at the third parting from the four attachments.
等你这个三把的拿了个人送的物件呢？等你打动了人呐，相信门送的，等你打人个动打三的，等你三呐，等你想起生活这个马来送的。
So the third line is, if you are attached to your own self-interest, you don't have bodhicitta. So this is essentially saying if we cling to our own selfish purpose, then we don't have bodhicitta in this case.
Tani shangship senhwa zim kenda chendrizre zina rangaton la samlo tsawane matang ne tani rangton tsama para yigni tani simching gaton kyangba tela samlo tangkan tendri muzla tani shangship senhwa zegre.
So what is a bodhisattva, or who is a bodhisattva? Well, a bodhisattva is someone who has no concern for their own self-purpose whatsoever. They've completely cast this aside and their concern is entirely for the benefit of others. And such a person is what we refer to as a bodhisattva.
Tani nga tsumme mangbozi tani shangship senhwa zidi kandizila samlo tanga yorazina penda nga tsu sharshoko tani gomba gana la yubi tani larka tani tangka inna nja te mayimbi tani biyar ka tani zhang yongkan tani nga tsu ndampaka inna tani xer inna tani ka zhang yi tani larka tani zila samlo tanga yore shangship senhwa zidi tani zila tani simga nala tani korka yore rete te tsu ma reze.
In terms of what is bodhisattva in the East, in Asia, many people have an image in their minds of a statue, the image represented in statues or in tankas in monasteries, statues of figures that are rendered in gold or other very rich materials. And this is the image that many people have in their minds of a bodhisattva, but this is not truly what a bodhisattva is.
Tini teso ta shangship senhwa zingin rapore pena nga chu muzi na magan rapar rawre ma to shangship senhwa ngomati te mares.
So this is not a real or a genuine bodhisattva. It's just simply an image of a bodhisattva, similar to the way we might have a photo to represent a person.
Tani shangship senhwa ngomati kandizrezina shangship senhwa ngomati muzala zegreze te muzi ngore.
So a real bodhisattva is actually a person. A bodhisattva really and truly refers to a person.
Tani mo kandaz gen gorezena tani mo korang ka sim ganala shangship ko sim yonkan tani zina tani korang mo kipa yinna re pume yinna re tani mo shibo yinna mo orbo yinna tani mo nyamchung yinna sita gang yinna tani shangship senhwa zegre.
A person who has bodhicitta in their mind is a bodhisattva, and this is the case regardless of whether they are a man or a woman, rich or poor, powerless or powerful, regardless of what the case may be, someone with bodhicitta is what we refer to as a bodhisattva.
Tani sim yonkan ka tani mo te yin tsarti, tani mo te shisoko tola tani toptang chenpo yo nanda, me nanda, Gantar Korang Latini Samlu Tindi Halipaga Lapching Gutini Samlo Teopi Gimsenji, Tani Korang Shansu Senhwa Rindore.
So regardless of whether this person has formal power or position in society, the fact is that a person who possesses bodhicitta in their mind has a really vast and great, mighty kind of aspiration and thought, and so we call them a bodhisattva.
Tani pena nga chu lamkhala tani ndgyongkan tani khamba me ni lamkhala ndgyongkan dawota menkhor ka sachakta te chula de de yongkan gmo te chunda boyina tani karte shangship ko semyo sona tani khorang shiso ko thone khorang tani mo kandizi nanda tani shangship senhwa ji te rindores.
So even a person who is without a home, living on the street or dwelling in a train station, regardless of what their situation or status may be in society, with bodhicitta, then they are a bodhisattva.
Tani shangship ko sem tindi yakbozo yo sona tani tela nga chu me jamba chota tela shangchar legoda tela sanji ge yang tani shangchar kare shangship ko sem yongkan ge matela.
And if a person really has genuine bodhicitta in their mind, then this bodhisattva is worthy of our reverence and is a genuine object of our prostration.
Tani shanship ke semte yo sona ngacho tahanga yanchul la tani ta digba merge wa tani mambo sak yo na tani digba merge wa mambo te so sangma tani shanship ke sempe yakbu ngut satang dambaz yo na tani digba merge wa te so sangma tangjo gore.
So after one has cultivated a really strong and genuine bodhicitta in their minds, then this enables them to purify all wrongdoing and sin that may have been done or accumulated in the past.
Tani shertang ngacho nangba nangla ina tani tsoksa ya te la pe karchimbo la tsigiri. Ina tani shanship ke sim yo sona tani korang tani tsoksa ya ga tapshi yakshu te re shanship ke sim gilla ke sona tani tsok ya chimbo tani ta lamsang
in general, in Buddhism, the accumulating merit is something that is regarded as very important. But in actual fact, the most effective, the best way of accumulating merit is to generate a sincere aspiration of bodhicitta. This is the best way of cultivating merit, and when one is able to generate this aspiration, then a great deal of merit is accumulated immediately.
Machichibo la tani shanship ko sim chibo nyamlin chini tenti de deng tenti ma halipa mangbo yore.
And in the history of Tibetan Buddhism, among some of the tradition's greatest lamas and practitioners, some of these greatest practitioners spent their entire lives solely cultivating their bodhicitta practice.
Tani ngoni tani shana machichika na la shanship ji sim yakbo zo yo sona tani te soso ranga tani nyamlin te tinang la te tsangma tinang la ndogre.
And in actual fact, focusing on the practice of cultivating bodhicitta for one lifetime, this approach, the cultivation of bodhicitta, in fact encapsulates all an entire, a comprehensive path of practice within this one approach.
Tani shanship ke sim yakbo zo jilla ke gona tani tangbo tani chakin kang go gorzina rang ton la samlo mambo tane tani ngarang te yakbo yongo ngarang te demo yongo ngarang ke bo yongo sambi samloti tani meba she gore.
So if we are going to cultivate strong bodhicitta, the first condition that we need to have in place is to cease thinking or concerning ourselves primarily with attaining our own happiness and our own pleasure.
Teni te nga tso mo shir tang wa zila samlo tang ba na te le la bo tsawa ni ma re nga tso teni rang to la samlo tang ne ta nga tso chung chung yin bi ne kem ne ta ta ga par de rang don ta ta la samlo ta ne yong wa re mo mang chi shu de teni chung chung ga ta ta ga par de cha ge ma re nga tso cherim khor wa thong ma me pa ne teni lo gyar tong chum bun tong shir mang bo ga la nga tso sang ma ga teni rang ga to chi bo la samlo ta ne yong khang ga mo teni ta ta re. Tenti indi ta nga tso lower de dini nga tso rangaton la sam lo ta nga te mar partong go rezena ndor go rezena teni te le labo mareze.
However, of course, this is not an easy feat for an ordinary being whatsoever. All of us have been inured to concerning ourselves primarily with our own self-purposes from a very young age up until the age that we are now. For our entire lifetimes, we've been accustomed to thinking like this, and not just in this lifetime, but also in countless previous lifetimes spanning thousands of years. So, given that we have been so concerned with our own interest for such a long time, to all of a sudden cast away this habituated way of thinking is not an easy thing at all.
Yenayang karte nga tso jongdir china teni te nguni tane ga teni teni shi thap kare ze tar nga nga tso ga teni lorji ga tola teni mi gyartong chambam mambo teni lorji ga ande ko tso go jongdir chini teni 점지 약보더니 통요래 나랑 조용 대당 찍바래 가대 가서 용들 시탐나는 되니 rangton te par kirne te ni shanchim chok to sem ke pa yak bo te yong thup kare te jasha ja yong thup kare.
However, by engaging in training, it is possible for us to generate true bodhicitta in this way. Over the course of history, there have been many, many people who have successfully achieved this. Hundreds, thousands, 10,000s of people who, by engaging in bodhicitta practice, have seen very good results. And it's exactly the same for us. By diligently training in bodhicitta, it is possible for us to transform our current self-interest into the motivation of bodhicitta.
Teni ngupu chunyi zena, teni rangshung ko chunyi tendiz yore taga, te nga tsu haku gondu. Te kare zena, shirtang nga tsu samlo tana, teni ngaranga ranga ton la samlo mambo tane, ngaranga rangton mambo dribna, te ngaranga ranga ton din dribkare samne, teni nga tsu shirtang tedi samgo yore te. Te re tanda taga, te tonga tola te re mendukze.
So in terms of any particular thing, it's necessary that we understand what its natural attributes are. Many people are of the view that we are self-interested and that we should be working in pursuit of our own self-interests. But in actual fact, this isn't the case.
Teni soso rangaton la teni samlo maptang ne, teni janjiton teni dribna, teni tazo nguni chanin thama teni rangaton te yampe yakbun dribung ndungsi.
In actual fact, by not concerning oneself for one's own self-purpose, but rather concerning oneself for others, in actual fact, this is a better way for achieving one's own self-purpose.
Teni rangaton chipo la samlo tang, janton la samlo matang ne, teni ngarang yakbo yongo, teni samdena, teni rangaton yakbo yondrapa te yang pe, teni kabli ri, kabo ri, teni drip sabkumandu, karti te zin dripna yang, tondak tong tong, tondak chong chong ma tokba yangrang bogo tondak chenpo to nga tsu tsawa ni drip sabkumandu te, ngu bogo chunit zire nduzi.
If, on the other hand, we only concern ourselves for our own self-interest and don't pay any concern for the interests and well-being of others, then in actual fact it's going to be very difficult for us to really work for our ultimate own benefit. It may be the case that we achieve certain successes in a short-term sense, but it's very difficult for us to see good results in a long-term way. So this is in fact the natural order or the natural law of how things work, and it's important that we have an understanding of this.
Teni nga tsu takpa chimbo nangla teni kandik songore zena, tang suso rangaton la samlo matang bachi, samlo matang, ngarang nyarwa la ki na ki, yetak la ki na ki, tendro la ki na ki, ngarang dukpo yung na yung, kang yung na yung ma yung me, teni ngarang ka simjing ka ton la teni nge drip gogundu, ngarang ka simjing ka ton drip ka yin sambi, samlo nguni changne ka samlo teni zi ke sona, teni nyema teni zongte, teni kyorang nyarwa la yang che ga mare, yetak la yang che ga mare, tendro la yang che ga mare, dukpo yang yung ka mare, te dukpo ma yung we matsit, teni kipo tang demo yung ya ngo tsikpa, re sone taga, ta thaba chimbo go zhongo la, teni song ya re taga, te songpa tsam matsipa, tonga thola yang teni yung re.
In the Mahayana scriptures, it is said that if we don't concern ourselves for our own self-interest at all, and don't concern ourselves for whether or not we will be reborn in the hell realms, or as a hungry ghost, or as an animal, or in another form that endures a great deal of suffering, but rather we work sincerely for the benefit of others, then from this day onwards, we will never be reborn in hell as a hungry ghost or as an animal or in another miserable form. And on the contrary, from this very day that we determine to work for the benefit of others, this will be the beginning of our true happiness. And this is how the scriptures teach it, and in actual fact, this is the reality.
Teni nga tso la shanchib ka semte yakbo zi ke sona zi, shanchib ka semte ke sona, teni shanchib ka semte nga tso ti sem ka nala yakbo zi ke ne, teni te shanchib ka semte mepa re ma sona, nga tso sem ka nala yo na, teni chatra shanchib ka semte gandhi yo na yang, di parta teni nga tso ngansung nyarwada yatata tenrola tindi kiwa tsawani ti korkup tsawani mepa tindi zri tsawani kish chig maris.
So from the point that we begin to generate bodhicitta, and for as long as we have bodhicitta in our mind stream, then there is no possibility that we will be reborn in hell or as a hungry ghost or so forth.
Teni shangshib kusim gella yak bo yona na teni nga tsu mi jamba tsola yang pamba yung jachimbo tokore me mangbo la pantok yung gores.
And in addition to this, once we have bodhicitta, we will be able to be of great benefit to many others.
Teni nga tsu shangshib kusim yak bo yo sona, teni shangshib kusim yak bo yung keng mati, teni mo jala teni kabdapshina, kajapshina yang ti pantokore, leka lena yang ti pantokore, teni rabozu ka teni shawakang lena korang ka teni me jala, teni pamba mambo yung gores.
Once a person has cultivated strong bodhicitta, then even their speech will be of benefit to others, their work, their activity will be of benefit to others. In fact, any activity or action that they engage in will be of benefit to those around them.
Tani ngama ngazo tani dago bok nangla tani di joji adashaze tani yagarne halipa tani lama tani samji mcheba tani lama bok nangla tani pepnyongare.
In the history of Tibet, Atisha, an inconceivably great teacher, visited Tibet.
Tani kapshigla tani nyamashigla Atisha joji adashaga tani koranga lakbala tezi nyungare ke tezi nagare.
And on one occasion, his teacher's hand hurt a little bit.
Tani joji adashala loma tani nrumtomba gerim joneze nrumtomba zewa tindiga korangla loma tani shangchib senwa shangchib ko simyong kanga motindi yore.
And Atisha had a student, a disciple named Dromtomba, who was cultivating bodhicitta.
Tani joji adashaga tani koranga lakpa nyungine kumna tani nrumtomba gerim jonela ta ko ngaranga lakpa nagandu kyoranga tela puz jitazine tani sombares.
Puzana? All I say. So Atisha then said to Dromtomba, "My hand is hurting a little bit. Can you blow on it?"
Tani nrumtomba gerim jonega sone tani joji adasha tani chetindi lama samji mechebare chetnyona te ngaranga puz shina te je pamba yokimare tani yar jindu.
And then Dromtomba said to his teacher, Atisha, such a wonderful teacher that you are, how could it be that me blowing on your hand would be of any use?
Tani Atisha sonne pamba yore dega zo tyola shangshib ke sim yore shangshib ke sim yo sarti tani pamba meba jigamare pamba yore son yore.
And Atisha said to him, of course it will be of benefit. As long as you have bodhicitta, there's no possibility that it would be of no benefit.
Tani nga tsope na lama tsolay na ta nga tso lama ga shinlubze ya tani shaddeya de zo kani yung yore zena shangshib ke sim go tone yung yore.
So when we speak of a teacher's blessing or a lama's blessing, really the main source that this blessing comes from is the motivation of bodhicitta.
Tani karte shangshib chi sim yo sona na tani nga tso partasala lamaz mayin na tani kerang tso mosu ina tani mi tsangma la pamba yakbo yongre.
So once we have cultivated strong bodhicitta, then regardless of who it is, great benefit can be accomplished.
Te yendi tani nga tso shangshib ku sim de yakbo jella ke atam matab tani targo gore.
So for this reason, all of us really need to strive to see if we can cultivate strong bodhicitta in our own mind streams.
Tani shangshib sim ka payun te halipa mambore nga tso tani ndur dipan rapo yun tani shunjika na la shunjika tani lega tangbo ga na la tani te shangshib sim ka payun te mambo tani song yore te la te namba thamchipo te la lojong shi na te pe yakbo re.
So in terms of the benefit or the qualities of bodhicitta, there are really a great deal. In terms of a concise rendering of these benefits and qualities, the first chapter of A Way of a Bodhisattva has a very nice account.
Teni tarong teli kyang teni jeba ga teni di shangchib kusem di payunti teni mdordi paruchi wayanji paruchi ga nangla teni ta pe japchak goni teni ta songyores pe teni ramada japchak goni teni yondan shangchib sem go yondan de songyores.
And for a more lengthy and elaborate account in the Flower Garland Sutra, there are many examples of and illustrations of the benefits and qualities of bodhicitta.
Tenim de pagba jachi rorati jai yang de poi yang de inji ge teni ta katola yang de teni chama teni shangchib ku sem te la yondan phayung condition do yondan condition do teni soso go lojong su chena tinang la pe mambo song yore.
This sutra is available in Tibetan, in Chinese, and in English. And in this sutra are outlined a great many qualities or benefits of bodhicitta. So this is something that everybody can read for themselves.
Aya teni ta shangchib ku sem te nga chu yanchu te la shangchib ku sem de teni ke guwi gimsen de teni shapare teni ta azu shangchib ku sem zena kandis la zegre zine te ngotut dordi shege yin.
So we've just been that the yan yasuna chokemlang ejisha.
Ta ti yanchu te nga chu shangchib ku sem sha guwi gimsen de shapare teni ta shangchib ku sem te kandis la zegre
Okay, so we've been speaking about the reason for why we need to cultivate bodhicitta, and from now on, or from here on, we're going to talk about what, in fact, bodhicitta is. So if we're going to look at bodhicitta in a more concise way, then we can say that it's primarily made up of two vows or two undertakings, two promises. And when we put together these two vows or these two resolves, then we have bodhicitta.
Teni simchen tamche poteni dungur mambo neni nyungo yore simchen soso rana soso la dungur ramanda mambo yore tenji yinna teni simchen tamche pola teni dungur mepa o tenji zinge sheke yin samji teni tamcha te gore soso ranga rangla tamcha ni o nge simchen tamche la dungur mepa tenji zinge sheke yin samji te tamcha tangbores.
So the first resolve or the first vow is in respect of all beings, given the fact that they experience a tremendous amount of suffering. The first resolve is to work for the elimination of the suffering of all beings.
Teni simchen tamche ko teni dungmar te ngarang ko teni mepa she yen samri teni ko samboza teni ko sambaz ngaso semna la ke gona. In
actual fact, however, to really generate this vow or this resolve in one's own mind to personally work for the elimination of suffering of all beings is not something that is particularly easy.
Tela gimsen kari gogorezena zo te tela nyarji halipa top tang damba teni shamdang nyarji halipa shikchimbo gogorez.
And the reason for this is that in order to generate this vow, we need to have a foundation of extremely strong loving kindness and compassion.
Teni shamnyangji teni shikchimbo yona teni tazo o ta simchen chogondri dungor mambo nyongondri teni indi ngarang ka simchen chamaga dungor te mepaz ngi yenda manda chege yen sambaga teni samlo tamja te yongores.
It's only once we have a feeling of loving kindness and compassion towards other beings, that we recognize the extent of their suffering and in our minds generate the resolve to work for the elimination of that suffering. It's on the basis of this strong foundation that we are able to generate this thought or this resolve.
다 딘지가 담자도 소소한 거 길라더니 담자도 sem거나라 약보주 용약의 쳇도 되니 담보가 저 샴당 냥지 검고 그래.
So in order to be able to make this strong resolve to work for the elimination of suffering of all beings, to make this resolve strongly in one's mind, it's necessary that we first practice cultivating our loving kindness and compassion.
아니 샴다 냥지당 가와당 당힘지는 가서 셔당 찾미도 지어랬더니 때 까티 기반라고 차창완라고 검나 지보디 검고 그래.
So in terms of loving kindness and compassion, these are two of the four immeasurables, and if we are going to engage in this practice in a comprehensive way, then we would meditate and cultivate each of the four immeasurables.
되니 대답 대본라고 디만라고 시나 다 지트 마금나 초거래 샴당냐지 니보디 검나 딘저그래.
However, if we're going to do a more concise or a more condensed form of this practice, then it's okay if we simply meditate or we work on cultivating loving kindness and compassion.
되니 다롱양 디바시니 할레바금도 디보시나 되니 냥지식 보금나 딘저그래.
And in the most condensed or the most abbreviated form of this practice, we could simply work on cultivating compassion.
아야 되니 당아서 샴바지지 강릴라제 그래 냥지지지도 강라제 그래 대 참말랑 어쩌지게인.
So I'd like to introduce what we mean by loving kindness and compassion.
되니 가서 낭추군 탁바침 보고 나라 되니 샴당 냥지지 남긴 때 냠도 되니 제그래 샴냥지지 남긴 냠도 되니 샤거제 제때 이나 되니가 돈다도 되진다고 말했어.
So in the Mahayana teachings, we usually speak of loving kindness and compassion together. They usually go together. However, their meaning is actually a little different.
되니 간디슬라제 그래즈나 페낭아초 심진 되니 등머다 담바틴지즈 되니 묶음 가좀 통송나제 페낭아초 람칼라 되니 되니 던조 던지자 페나 지 샹자 양나 지더니 춘자 양나 되니 릴린자 딘디즈 라페나 랑코르다오 딘디즈 그 잡니 되니 시시마도 되니 손손마도네 딘디 등머르는 용된켄다오 페이장나제 딘디가 되니 심진 등머당 담바즈 가서 묶음 통나제.
So let's just say that we see an instance of suffering with our own eyes. Perhaps on the road, we see an animal, a bird or a dog or a cat that has been hit by a car, and whilst not killed as a result, is nevertheless in a state of great suffering.
되니 디갑스틴 통나가 솔라 초라 간디즈 용고요르지나 되니 페나 랑코다오 틴디 잡네 되니 고다 티솔라 리폴라 착 용고요나 되니 메 mam보스 착 그래지 되니 착 비타니 초라 땅보도 가서 착나 용거래.
So on seeing such an instance as this, or an incident as this, how do we usually feel upon seeing blood pouring from the head of an animal in this kind of situation? The first reaction of most of us is one of fear, fright.
어떠니 마카시그티지 다테나 테 테 랑코르 잡장드 삼반다오 마토잠바 초라요 마르제 마카시라.
And some people just register that there is blood pouring from the head of an animal, but they don't feel anything in addition to this.
되니 가서 니마 딱버는 되니 산기르가나라 되니 냠천다 사르쇼다 뜻소고토라 된 잠발랑 거더니 미망보 가시에 되니 저 랑숑캄고 노파텐지가 올라 등을 mambo nyuandra다 되니 가시 되니 망측 거더니 다 등을 mambo nyuandra다 Teni kashi chik teni ta tele jamba ga teni che warwo warphung ga dungur mambo nywa rawo ta teni mambo sa nga so nima takbar thong de ga yore.
Every day, actually, whether it be in the news or on TV, we witness examples of great suffering endured by people everywhere, whether it be suffering derived from natural disasters or war situations or impoverishment. These are things that we see for ourselves in the news every day.
Teni mi mambo sa ka tiso nima takbar nga jokpa teni sarshok taga yore te sarshok taga yo na nima takbar tiso thong ga yore thong na ta mi mambo sa ka ta teni yang sayum gyabja yang teni dantuk gyabja yang teni mi mambo sa shisong samba teni nda ma takba jamba tsora muksarwa teni yungu ya mareze mi mambo sa la.
Some people read the newspaper every day, and so every day they see examples of suffering like this, but they often don't have any other reaction beyond registering that, oh, another earthquake has happened, another flood has happened, a whole lot of people have died again. Beyond registering these events as having happened in this way, they don't feel any particular feeling in addition to this.
Teni yang pena nga tsu lamkha la, teni langkhur ka gyabaya ka teni pena che na lili na te soso rang ka teni che, chungwu rewa, jishtin zagare. Oya, teni soso rang ka che da, soso rang ka teni lili da, yang na soso rang ka chik teni kimsang ka min da, teni zi yin na, teni nga tsu te gong de da nesar tsawa ni teni jambari, teni nga tsu sem ka na la dungmar yung gore.
However, in the example of seeing a car accident, if in fact the being that had been hit was our own pet, our own dog, our own cat, or let's just say one of our own family members, then the situation would be entirely different. We would feel completely different. Seeing this would engender in us a great sense of suffering.
Teni ti gimsang karirizi ta korang nga so gorsala yongkang ka teni kirdum zigari teni liulang ko teni kirdum yenare te korang kire wazi te chiyembalan rawo rezi yena soso rang teni kete yang kire chiyembalan rawan randa re chikpare rite yena chikpo tila teni langkor ka jamni teni ta korang naji teni shiyo na te nga so naji shindu samba ma to chorayo mare chikte soso rang kete la teni langkor ka jamyo na teni nga so sem gana lam dukngur mambo yung teni yung yore ti chabarti gimsin kani yung yore.
So, in one situation, it might be a case that a stray dog has been hit by a car. And even though this dog is a stray dog, it's still a dog. And so in this way, it is fundamentally the same or equal to our own dog, our own pet. However, when the stray dog is hit, we register that it is hurt, but we don't feel any particular sensation, or we don't have any particular feeling beyond this. However, if it were our own dog that were hit, we would really feel a very strong sense of suffering. So what is the reason between the difference in the feelings that we have when, let's say, it is our own dog that is hit and when it is just a stray dog that is hit?
Teni yang aso pena teni rangshung kam ko teni nopa pena sayum rawo gyabni yang mi mambo mi gyachang mambo mi tongchang mambo shisona yang ta ti nala nga so rang teni je chokbong data nga so rang teni nyesan data tindi chi mena ta nga so mi mambo shisona samban rawo yang mi mambo shisona dawa gongma nga la mi mambo shisona yang mi mambo shisona samban rawo ma to ba yonggoyo chora muksara yonggoyo mare karti ti nala so rang teni je nyesa so rang chokbo teni zi yona teni lamsang teni ta semgana la dungmar yang yongore.
And in terms of natural disasters, let's just say an earthquake in which hundreds and thousands of people die. If in such an earthquake there are no friends of ours who have been affected, no relatives that have been affected, then aside from recognizing or registering that many people have died, let's just say a whole lot of people have died this time, more than died last month, something like this, we don't feel any special feeling as a result of learning about this misfortune. However, if in the earthquake our own relatives, our own friends were affected, then we, of course, would feel a very strong sense of suffering.
Teni mambo tenti mambo shinayang te nga sola teni chorwa me teni nga ran so tobo da kimsang da tenti mo chi mo ni sona tenti dungur mambo yong tenti je ge yore yina teni mo yimbala teni rabore te chabar ji ji yomare yina yang teni mo khashin mo mambo sona nga sola chorwa ji ji me khashin mo chi mo ni tenti shina nga sola dungur mambo yong teni ti gimchen de kang nga so samlo tang go re.
So in some situations, thousands of people will die, and yet we don't feel anything. We have no strong emotional response. However, in other situations, when several people we know have been affected, we feel a very strong emotional response. So ultimately, in both cases, it is it is the same that people are affected. There is no essential difference between people we don't know and our family members in this respect. However, in a situation where many people are affected, many people die, it's possible that we feel no feeling whatsoever. However, in another situation where, let's just say, just one or two people we know have been hurt, we feel great suffering indeed. So we really need to give thought to the reason behind why we feel such a different response in these circumstances.
Teni ti gimsen de kangen teni tayong nirkabna teni ngaso gimsen de lamsan shigreze shibi shiwa de kangreze na mi mambo to sola teni ngaso mi jamba to sola ngaso sem kana la kusola gawa yo marese ngaso ti mit sola chi gayon gawa chi yo mare dangwa yo mare dangwa zina jirdang ta mi tangnyum banda wori mit sola jirdang yo mare gawayang chi yo mare te tangyum bare o ta tangyum bai na teni mambo shi sona yang te nga chora mambo chora teni shitak teni yong tab ko mare se teni mo khashi ta susorang ko tobon ra teni na teni nga su mate la gawe ore teni gawe ona teni me nga su me gasa ti teni ta kola te shijin ra ota yana na ta teni shong sona te nga su lamsang sem gna la dumur yong re te indi chuti dumur yongda mayong wi gimsen de kala nga so simkrshi mashit dumur yong mayong da simkrshi mshi ge gimsen de teni nga so ga da margala thores.
And the reason for this discrepancy in our responses is something that we can immediately perceive if we think about it. In the first case, where we don't feel any particular response when thousands of people we don't know have been affected, we can see that the reason for this is that we don't feel any particular strong liking or even disliking for these people. That is to say that we feel neutral in respect of them. So when we learn of their pain and when we learn of their suffering, it doesn't have any particularly strong influence on us. However, in a situation where just a few friends of ours are affected, because we have a great liking for them, we have affection for them, when they are hurt or when they are ill, it produces a strong sense of suffering in us. So we can see then that, in fact, what determines whether or not we will experience a response of suffering in our own minds is precisely this issue of whether or not we like or whether or not we have a emotional affection for the people in question.
Teni tarta nga so sem gna la teni gawa chung chung ma to yo mare teni gawa chimbo de nga so sem gna la yo mare se gawa chung chung chi bo de yo re da nga so mo khashi nyong shu la gawa re ma to ba teni mo chama la nga so sem gna la gawa te yo mare.
So in terms of this liking or this affection or this love, at the moment we have in our minds only a very small love. We don't have a great or a vast love. That is to say that we have love for a few people, a limited number of people, but by no means love for everyone.
Teni gawate ta nga so chungchung de teni chimbo de teni gawa chimbo de nga so sem gna la yongna teni gawa chimbo de nga zo gawa chongchong ti tsapshi go gore ta thaba chimbo zena nga zo la gawa chongchong chi bogun dikmare gawa chimbo yo go gore sone teni tesong yo nga zo sem ga nala gawa chongchong ti teni gawa chimbo teni tsapshi ne tani te go gore sem ga nala gawa chongchong chi bogun dikmare gawa chimbo ti teni ki go gore sone tesong yo re.
The Mahayana teachings say that it is that we need, in fact, to have a vast or a great love. We need to cultivate this in our minds, that simply having this small and limited love is not sufficient. So it's necessary for this big love to substitute or to take over from this small love that we have.
Teni tela jungdir shiji yoreze nga tso gawa teni tarta ina nga tso la gawa chongchong zima toyo marita ina teni nga tso gawa chongchong te par gya chimbo shi ne teni tar teni nga tso simchen tsama la gandwa teni jungdir teni tapshi chi yore ti tapshi tela teni te kale jungdir shi gorez.
And this is something that we can train ourselves in. It is possible for us to train ourselves in transforming our currently small or limited love until it grows and grows into a vast and great state, where we are able to feel love and extend love to everyone. It's possible to train ourselves in this way, and in so doing, gradually increase this small love to a great scale.
Teni jongdur shi tsirti nga tso tezi jini teni tsama la teni ngontu shi ka yinzi.
And as for the actual practice that we undertake to train ourselves in this regard, I'd like to introduce that to everyone a little bit later.
Aya teni ta nga tso pe na lamka la teni soso rang chida, teni soso rang lili da, teni soso rang teni nangmu. O tendiz la teni langkhor da o tendiz gyamni teni kola naya tendiz shi ni tendiz shi ona di kapsa teni nga tsu chorwa de gang re zena teni di kapsa nga tsu thomar teni da sam gang sam gore zena o ta teni korang la na ji shi jang dwa o sam ni tendiz mare ze teni nga tsu jilla chorwa ha jang takbo zu yong gore di thokni teni shamda nya ji ngunzen thap gore.
So if on the road it was our own dog or our own cat or our own family member that was hit by a car and injured in the process, then in seeing this, our first reaction wouldn't be, oh, look, they've been injured. In fact, the first response we would have would be one of we would have a very acute, a very strong first emotional response. And in this response, it is possible for us to recognize loving kindness and compassion.
Teni tambo nga tsu teni soso rang teni muyina, teni rang teni cheyina, teni naji teni shiyo pa teni tongso wi kapsu, teni nga tsu tambo kang sam gore zina, o ta korang naji halipa chimbo teni shi jangdu, teni korang lila naji mambo shi jangdu, teni naji shik chimbo shi jangdu, teni korang dungmur sorgundu, ta korang ke dungmur te lamsang teni par me sona samni, korang naji lipo naji te me pare sona samni nga tsu teni rewa semgana la teni yore, tela, kangre zegazenda tela, teni nyarjiye zegrez.
So upon seeing either our own pet or one of our family members injured in this way and in a state of great pain, and we appreciate, we recognize that they are in a great pain, that their body is in a great state of suffering, that this pain is very strong and unbearable. And with this comes a great wish that they immediately be free from this pain, that the pain may immediately go away. And this wish that this suffering may immediately go away is compassion.
Teni yang ti kapsa nga su ota korang la teni naji shi jangdu teni korang ka naji ta par me ni teni yar chak ni teni dewa thop sona samte ko lipu dewa ga likham teni dethang ka teni dewa te thop sona samne teni sem ko dangla teni nga su sem ko teni rewa teni zi yong gore teni tela shamba ze gres.
And then following this, the wish that our beloved pet or family member may not just be freed from the immediate suffering, but the suffering, the pain may be cured, and that they may be restored to a state of health and happiness and comfort, then this wish is what we refer to as loving kindness.
Ndur denishadna ngacho dingmurti parmesona samne teni semga tane samgo gore khaji nimi ka samna teni tela nyarji zegre teni dingmur mene teni koran dewa tang damba teni zre sona samne teni rewa shipatela teni shamba zegres.
So, in a nutshell, the wish that someone be free from suffering, this wish from the depths of one's heart is what we refer to as compassion. And then in this suffering, in being freed from this suffering, that the person in question enjoy happiness and comfort, then this wish is what we refer to as loving kindness.
Tani ta tani semga na la shamna nyarji tini te yakbozo yo sona tani nga tsope na lamkala tini langkor ko nin ro yo na tani jambaz ke tini lili ta cheda tini langkor ko jamne tini shi ja yo na tani nga tso chita nin ro re langkor ko ni langkor shi parchin ding manding na thang ro re garti so rang tini cheda tini lili ta tini chamsang da te na tani nga tso lamsang langkor nding ni tani ta mangkang na la te chenin ro re.
So, without compassion or loving kindness generated to this extent, then when we're traveling in our car and we see an accident involving someone else's cat or someone else's dog or someone else's family member, then what we usually do is just note that this incident has occurred and usually keep going. However, if it is our own animal or our own family member, then we stop immediately and take them to the hospital.
Tini ngamati ngaso shamdanyarji mepi jimsengi tini ngaso langkor lamkala chistani ta tina chin najishi jangde chik tini langkor ke jab jangde samji tenra matoba jamba chingmene susorang ka langkor tanin jore te shamdanyarji mepi jimsengi re tini chikpo tila tini ta shamdanyarji yobi jimsengi tini lamsang langkor ndu tini susorang ka langkor ka nala jangne te mankang ka nala kenin jore te shamdanyarji yobi jimsengi re.
So in the first case, when we simply note an animal or human that has been hurt and don't do anything, just keep going, the reason that we act in this way is due to a lack or an absence of compassion and loving kindness. In the second situation, where we stop and help the injured being in question and take them to the hospital, this action is due to the existence of loving kindness and compassion.
Teni ta shamna nyaji te niki thola tarung yingzhe ni yar nungo reze kan rezena chadmet zea te tongo re shamba chadmet nyaji chadmet zeni chadmet zera te ti thola yar nung nomba jab go re.
So, in addition to these two qualities of loving kindness and compassion, we need to add another quality to them, and that is of being immeasurable in nature. And this word immeasurable has two meanings.
Simchin tamche pola tini gum gore tini simchin chigyang tini tinani par phugio mare simchin changmala gum gore pena mala gum gore tandrola gum gore tini jambayo gum gore mit simchin changmala tini gum gore ma totela shurika gyo mare.
So the first meaning of immeasurable is that in relation to our practice, our meditation practice and cultivating loving kindness and compassion, it's necessary that we perform this practice meditating on a scope that includes all beings, all animals, all humans, all other beings, and that we don't cast out even one being from the scope of beings that we are meditating on. The scope that we are meditating on shouldn't be biased or impartial. It should extend to all beings.
Teni ti shamdanyar je ti nga cho teni sam thamshipo meba she go re zin sam zena kanri re zina pe na nga cho ta kashi na teni mola nya je tandro la nya je machine kan dawo yang kashi teni nga cho pe na nga cho chuluk pa zina teni ngarang chuluk la teni nyamlin shinken te so taba shinken te so lang teni nya je gum teni chuluk jamba yinken so lang ngarang nya je mogum dawo ta yana 가신데 티니 나랑 그 무르ꯛ 딜랑네 티니 녀지 곰고연 티니 나랑 그 무르ꯛ 마임 바티 솔라 곰곰만다오 당아초 로와 미티니 티 나라 티니 쇼리 그 삼로 티니 망부요레 쇼리 그 삼로 티니 샴바 찬미 타냐지 찬미 제아티 티니 쇼리 그 티니 티 산섬도 저 참아 메바시니 티니 창마라 냠드 티니 샴냐지 곰고레 틸라 찬미 제그레스
And the second meaning of immeasurable means to be without limitation, without limiting the scope of one's compassion. So for some people, they have compassion for humans, but not for animals. In other situations, some people are willing to meditate on compassion or extend compassion to members of their same religious faith, but not to those who share a dissimilar faith. In other situations, people are willing to cultivate compassion to members of their own ethnicity, but not to members of other ethnicities. So in general, among humans, such attitudes that are partial and biased and one-sided are very common. It's important, however, in relation to our practice that the compassion we cultivate is limitless in nature.
Penna marjit karu, marjit nakpo, tani marjit serwo, bandokotoni. Tani chulukayana, tani nang chula lojong shenken, ishi chulukla lojong shenken, kachi chulukla lojong shenken, yana tele jambi chulukla, tani lojong shenken. Tani murg tonayana, tani zambalang tola murg ramada mambo, teso changma. Tei tola tarong tani penna nga cho motang chokchak. Dorna, simchin yin char, simchin yinba tamche pola tani, changma dewa tang dana, samba tang. 창마 때 등을 당따나 삼바 땡디 마토바 어다 가서 뭐 가시스 때니 등을 당따 대화 당따나 삼바 땡디 마임바 어 땡디 연고거리 때라 참메 제야데 어 그런 거 샴바 고미야가 일 때니 냥지 곰사가 일때 때니 땡디 참메 바임 비점선지 때니 참메 제거리 땡디스겠나 때니 타바침 보고 샴당냥 지가 난조레 마토바 쇼리요나 때니 타바침 보고 샴당냥 지가 난조 톱고 말해.
So whether it be in relation to people who are white or people who are black, people who are yellow, people who are Buddhist, Christian, Muslim, or of other religious faiths in the world, of course, there are many different ethnicities. There's the difference between, there's humans, there's animals, etc. It is important in terms of our practice that the scope of beings that we are cultivating our loving kindness and compassion in respect of include all of these beings, and that we wish that all of these beings enjoy happiness and that all of these beings be free from suffering. If in fact, we just wish that a few people enjoy happiness and a few people be free from suffering, then our scope of compassion will not be immeasurable in nature. So it is very important that the object of our compassion and the objects of our loving kindness be just like this, immeasurable in scope. And if we are able to meditate in this way, then we are able to enter into the path of the Mahayana teachings. And if we are not immeasurable, or if the scope of beings that we cultivate our compassion in respect of is not immeasurable, then this does not accord with the requirements of the Mahayana path.
Then, 참매제가 나도 니파티 강레즈나 니파티 테니다 파윤 참매 바레 베나가 좀 멋직 뭐니 뭐야 어 땡디즈라 땡디 코조 등물이오나가 저 등물 메파 셰긴 삼니 삼로 땡디 약보지용 소나 삼바 약보지용 소나 델라양 땡디 파윤 삼지 메지 바지오레즈 베나 멋chức 멋동식 뭐야 어 땡디즈 땡디 네 코조 등물 메파 레소나 대와당 담바레 소나 삼나 델라양 파윤 삼지 메지 바 침보요레즈 데이나 Then also Simpson Sangma Lala Tendiga, thus Tendiga Sambaya Bokesona, then 심진데 참매 바래지 심진데 심진 그 장가데라 장가 딘디지 어레지니 지자야즈 자네요 말 심진 참매 바래 대연디 되니 가서더니 참미 비심진라 냐지 딘디 곰나 되니 바요야 참매 바래 디김선지 참매 바세 그래.
The other sense in which we understand the term immeasurable is the immeasurableness of the benefit that our practice yields. So meditating or cultivating compassion and loving kindness in respect of 100 people generates an extraordinary amount of benefit. All the more with 1,000 different beings or 10,000 different beings. But in actual fact, the number of beings in cyclic existence is immeasurable in number. It's not possible to count them. The number is countless. So if our aspiration, our wish is to to cultivate loving kindness and compassion in respect of an immeasurable number of beings, then the benefit that this generates is also immeasurable in nature. So this is the second meaning of immeasurable.
어더니 다nga yanchu ngaran sogo더니 nyungshu랑 가서더니 다 샴나냐 지요들이 요마레 아니 다이나 되니 가서 뭐 참아라더니 샴나냐 지더니 던디 곰니 then the samlo te ngaso then go gore te jirju jab go gore je ti ta nga chong chong de ji chi tang go gore.
So up until this point, we've only really had loving kindness and compassion for a limited number of people. But from this point onwards, it's necessary that we cultivate these qualities in respect of all beings. So it's necessary that we reform our thinking, that we reform our attitude.
Then taranga yanchu ngacho ngarang ranti samni soso ranti zo she gyore. Then ta panchu ni zo yang shamnyang ji yabos kina then janti then zo she gore.
So up until this point, we've really only been primarily concerned with ourselves. So in order to make a change to this, it's important that we begin to be concerned for others.
Then ngacho taranga na then ta ngacho rang ton de yabos drip then soso rang de la samlo tana ta ti yabore ti tondang dambare ti rentang dang dambare sam gyore. Ta me jamba mamboz la then ta simkhriya ta te sochi me mamboz ga yang chi then tondak chimbola ta zge yo mareze. Then indi ti rentang ka tawa te la ngacho jirju jab go ze ngacho rentang ka tawa te zndru yo mare te la jirju jab go nduze.
So up until now, we've been really primarily concerned with achieving our own goals and achieving our own self-interest. This is what we've regarded as meaningful, as valuable, as good. We haven't really viewed working for the benefit of others in a large way to be that meaningful and to be that valuable. So there's actually a problem here with our values, the way that we attribute value, and it's important that we change this, that we make a reform to our value system.
Then di ngaso te rentang ka tawa tela jirchu gyawya tela then ngaso mangchik sarwas pesho tanga yore.
And in order to make this change to our values, it's necessary that we have or we use a new term.
Then mangchik sarwa te kangrezena ngaso simchir kana la pesho tanga mangchik zres.
And the new term or the new word that we need is one that we use in relation to computers.
Then mangchik te kangrezena ngacho malak sargir she goze genghan shitong or malak sargir she gores.
What we need to do is upgrade our system. So we need to reform our brains by upgrading the system.
Oh yeah.
So this is what we mean with loving kindness and compassion. And so this is the foundation of bodhicitta. It's not actually bodhicitta yet.
Oh yeah. So
bodhicitta is an extra layer that takes place upon this foundation.
Tani pena nga so mujamba la tini dungur tini shunga te nga so mukum thong ne kamna o ta korang la dungur te mesona samne nga so simgna la tinti samna te nyangji re nyangji re te na tarong te nga so molum japa jam re o korang la dungur mesona tini korang la dewa yo sona samji molum japa jam re yang te molum japa chi bo tarong yung ko mare nga so lerka te le go re shawaz drip go re.
So at where we are now, when we see someone encountering suffering, we make a great wish that this person be free from suffering. And this is what we refer to as compassion. But at this point, it's just a wish. It's rather like a prayer. We pray that may they be free from suffering, or may they enjoy happiness. But so at this point, this wish that they be free from suffering and have happiness is really just a prayer. In addition to making this prayer, it's necessary that we engage in concrete action.
Tani ti kapsanga so semnang la tamjapshi ne o ta nge semchin tamche dungur me per kirchu o tindis ki yong mundu ngarang ka lekka le go nge semchin la dungur me pa nge shi ge yin tani nge yin tamanda semchin tamche pola dungur me pa tang semchin tamche la dewa yopa semchin tamche khamsum khorwa ngani yar tharya o tindis ki shawas ngarang ka drip ki yin samni tamja she go re tani ti tamja tu she jana tani korang Shirdangan Shamnyang Jedang Mandawa Rindore, then if Shanship Simga, then it Chashi Children or is it? I've Shanship Simga, Gacha Ngabji there is, Sheka there is.
So what we need in addition is the strong resolve or the strong vow to actually work for the elimination of the suffering of others and to actually work for the bringing about of their happiness, the bringing about of the liberation of beings from the sufferings of cyclic existence. And once we are really able to make this strong vow in our minds, then this level of compassion is already different to the ordinary level of compassion that we previously had. And in making this strong resolve and vow to engage in concrete action to achieve these goals, then we can say that we have achieved part of the mind of bodhicitta, or we've achieved 50% of bodhicitta.
Yeah, teni ta kandi go rzina nga chum dang gamni o tang ni simchin thamchu pola teni dewa tang damba teni ngi she gona ngarang ka teni tamja shi char song ta ona ngai kandi she go re ta ngarang la nipa mandu wa ngarang nipa chi yang yo mare te ngi kandi she go samni samlo tang di teni nga chu o ta tambo ngarang sang ji ro go ndu teni ngarang sang ji sona teni ngi simchin chamala teni phamba tang dewa teni yowa ga teni shawa te ngarang rang le thap gandu te yena teni ngarang yin damda teni sang ji go ndu samne teni tamja ni ba de rin ro re o ta nga sang ji ge yin ngi simchin tamje ko tola ngarang ka sang ji drip ge yin samne teni tamja ni ba de re yong gore teni tamja ni ba de semnang la yak bo yo sona teni tamja ni bo de nyam de domna teni shangchib ko semre ti tamja jima te nga cho yang shangchib ko sem ko shekha de re ze ti ni bo de yo sona teni ta shangchib ko sem cha sang ze rin ro gore.
So in making this vow, we then need to turn our minds to, well, having made this vow, what should we now do? We've made this vow to work for the benefit of others, to eliminate their suffering and to bring about their happiness. However, at the present time, we really don't have much capacity in respect of this goal. So what can we do to enhance this capacity? And by thinking and reflecting in this way, we realize that it is necessary for us to achieve or to attain Buddhahood, and that by doing this, we will be in a position to actually really work for the benefit of others and to really work for bringing about their happiness. So it is once we are able to really make this strong undertaking, or to generate this strong vow or wish in our own minds to achieve Buddhahood for the sake of other beings, then this is the second vow. And once we have this in our mind stream, then we have, in addition to the first vow to work for the elimination of suffering of other beings, then this second vow comprises a complete bodhicitta motivation. So the previous vow, the first vow was 50% of it, and then with the second vow we have the other 50%, and these together comprise complete bodhicitta, the complete motivation of bodhicitta.
Teni te shanchib ko sem ko ngotu rezi ta nga chu shanchib ko sem yatin den rizla ze rezi de chamala sha tsar songus.
So this is my introduction or brief explanation as to what bodhicitta is, and I have now finished this explanation.
Teni kashi te nga chu sem ko na la samba zambo ndo teni zike na teni shanchib ko sem rezi pe na shamba da nyar jin da da yang na nga chu teni shisuko tola teni to ju samba zambo o teni chongzi ke na te shanchib ko sem rezi samne teni ya she thap ko ya mare te mare zi te shanchib ko sem da teni shamnyang je ko parla taron partak te zi yore.
Some people don't or are not able to draw a distinction between simply having an altruistic intention regarding others, or having good intentions, being loving, being kind, and the difference between these virtuous motivations and bodhicitta. In actual fact, they are not the same thing, and there is quite a distance between them.
Tani tati ola nga chu shanchib ko sem lab jongder chitsar yana gomlik zina chokore gomthap zina chokore te ndordiz tani chamala ngotu she ko mambozu shakum nga chu titsok mendu ndordibaz tani shak ins.
So in the time that we have remaining, I would like to briefly give the instructions for a bodhicitta training practice, or we could say meditation on bodhicitta. We don't have much time, so it will only be a very simple, a very concise set of instructions.
Tini thomar nga chu shanshib ko sim gum gona tini simchen thamche pola tini gawa tela tambo lojong she go rezi nga so tarta yena mkhashila ga kashila tini jerdang ke tini mi mangchi shutela tini gawa yang me mar gawa yang me tangyum zegre tinji rezi ta te par tini te mayimba tini mchama la tini njamnyum gugoni gawa o tindi zula thomar lojong she go rezi.
So the first thing that we need to train ourselves do in order to cultivate bodhicitta is to train ourselves to love all beings. Where we are at the moment, we love some beings, we dislike others, and probably the majority of beings we feel rather neutral towards. So the first stage of our practice involves cultivating a love for all beings that is equal in nature.
Tani mtsama nga so mtsama la tini gargona yang sherta nga so mtsama la gago rezi tindi sha na yang gathab go mare tela yo gimsen z go rezi nga so mtsama la gago gimsen kare rezi gimsen z go rezi.
Of course, in saying that we should or we need to love all beings, simply saying it really doesn't achieve anything. We need to have a reason for why we should go about loving all beings.
Tani mtsama tini gagona ti gimsen ti kangrezina ti gimsen chikti mtsama nga so mtsama so rang la tini kwajen yo ba o ti shisona tani ti mtsama la gagreze o mtsama nga la kwajen yo re tsama ngarang la kwajen dang dam ba tak tak re samba tini ngarang la chen yongken ngarang la chen chimbo yongken tak tak re samba tini samlo ti yo sona tani nga so mtsola gargona le labo yo re.
So the first reason that assists us in generating love or extending love to all beings is when we are able to appreciate them as beings to whom we owe gratitude, that we are indebted to their kindness. And when we feel this way, then generating love to all beings is accomplished rather easily.
Tini nga so mtsama nga la kwaten kari orezina pe na nga so ti takpar nga so tini ngarang ngo shiba te ngarang la tini chi roba shinken o te so nga la tini kwaten orezina te nga so la kwaten orezina te ma to tini nga tsawani rigma myongken thongma myongken tani yangrang bola yongken ke mo te nga la kwaten kari orezina tini nga so te samlo tani tango ri me mamboz kete sam gare je ngal te songa la kuchu ngarang lam rewa chi yo mare ngarang la kwatin yo mare sam ni tindi sam gare.
Of course, in saying that all beings have shown great kindness to us and that we should remember that kindness and be grateful for it is something that many people, to begin with, will find difficult to accept. That is to say, many people will feel that, well, I should feel grateful for the kindness that my acquaintances show me, that people who help me have showed me. But besides this, then really what relevance does there's someone that I've never heard of or never seen or who lives far away have to me? What kindness have they shown me, and what gratitude should I extend to them? They have no connection with me, and so for this reason, many people find this difficult to understand.
Teni nga tso mo teni chechok zya te teni thong teni pe na chekang da wo teni zela samlo tana teni lo denchi gya teni zela samlo tana tengone demba rin tu nga tso pe na zambalong thola mo mambo z teni ngarang la no bayang she mamnyong ngarang la phayang da mamnyong korang ten nge pharyang ngo machine nga charyang ngo machine khang teni mo mambo z yore teni mo te so thamje po ngala kwaten chimbo z yore je gona te z khabore je te ngoma te tsu thong ko wang shi jana teni je.
Of course, if we only consider the span of a human life to be very short in nature, say 70 years or 80 years or 100 years, then this logic or this way of thinking is reasonable. That is to say, in the space of this individual lifetime, there are many people in the world who have never done any harm to us. At the same time, a great number of people who have never done any benefit to us. The majority of people fall into these two categories. And so for this reason, given the fact that most of the people have no connection to us, then why would we be feeling grateful for the kindness that they've extended to us?
Te jete nga tso teni chechok zya ta teni thong mare zi lo ja mare lo tong mare lo chchik ng chak mare teni nga tso chechok zya te lo tong shir mombo teni yongkhan zre ze nga tso kewa nga ma kewa shema zin teni go ni shatna teni chechok zya te hal pa yin rambo re.
Even though this may be the case, in actual fact, our life span is by no means as short as this. It's not 100 years, not 1,000 years, not even 10,000s of years. In fact, our life continuum spans millions and millions of years, taking into account all of our past and future existences.
Teni tenji yin rambo tin na la teni nga tso teni mo zambolong ga mo changma yin nga tso panchang shikla teni kapsang ngarang ga phayin kapsang ngarang ga mayin kapsang ngarang ga buyin teni kapsang nga khorang ga chogo teni to yangchi teni shanyin o teni daw nrewate teni zambolong ga mo changma la yore mo changma ma chapa teni nga tso teni to tendru da teni nrowa mo mayim bi teni stokchak chama la yang teni nga tso chechok na la teni nrewate yore.
So given the fact that our existences have expanded such a limitless period of time. In fact, we have had at various occasions connections with all beings. At some points, particular beings have been our fathers. At other times, they've been our mothers. At other times, they've been our children, or we've been their children. They've been our brother, or we've been their brother. So this is the case with every single human in the world, and in fact, not just people, but also animals and all forms of life.
Teni ting aran so yang ji yang rigni ra ma ri nga so yang chulu ka ta pa yang ra ma ri teni yang kashi ga samlo ta na yang te jin namba ga sha lu zire ma to ba dong ga thola teni ma ri sam kan teni yore te ina te tong thola ngone ta ni teni je nga so mi ga ma shi pa da ma ko pa ga teni chechok ko sawa pe mambu yore te nga so tangbo ni o te ma re tem jog ma du zene teni gaba jamna ten jog ma re kale nga so teni jim ji lo jong she na te kale sama ga ha ko ngre.
Of course, many people will resist this way of accounting for things. They will regard this explanation as just a Buddhist way of a Buddhist theory or doctrine, one that is predicated on faith. However, this is not one that we should go about refuting and rejecting from the very beginning. It's something that if we can slowly research and slowly come to understand, that we will ultimately realize is in fact the case.
Perna nga tso tini ta tsindi thoko tini phada tini ma nipo tini perna tata menkin zigina shetsar ken tini zigina tani phada mani shini tani perna chi di lamkhalan ro den ken tani chonda lilinda tani zik kewa lenyona te nga chu lamkhalan tha thuksona ngo thuksona te nga chu shiga mare ji te nga rang ka apha yin ha ko mare o ti khyoz ro ndu sam ti lilin ro ndu sam ba ma to nga rang ka ama yin ha ko mare te nga chu chama kewa ching ro charwi jini tani chama jin ro re ji te nga ma nga chu la mim bu nga chu la ka jan pe hal lepa Gwadin chimbo, ten chimbo, ten yorida, yinanga to sama jindoris.
If, let's say, our father and mother were to pass away and to take rebirth in the form of a dog or a cat, and we were to see the dog and the cat on the road, then we wouldn't recognize them as our father or mother. We would just think it was a dog or a cat. We wouldn't know that it is in fact the reincarnation of our own mother and father. And the reason for this is that after one life has passed, we forget everything that has gone before. So despite the fact that in fact a great number of beings have shown great kindness to us in the past, this is not something we know because we forget about it.
Teni jin ro wi kapsa teni nga so yang chi te chechok teni yang chi kewa chi len chari jini teni nga so sarwan rawo teni rin ro yore teni nyangba de sama par jin ro yore.
So when we pass from one life into the other and we take a new rebirth, then we forget about everything from the previous rebirth and take on all of the new knowledge and input of our new rebirth.
Kartenguni tani teni chi nga so teni margin ken teni kewa mambo teni hakon ken teni muzina pe na nga so teni nga so terang mukum thoya ga teni chokchak gangyen na namkhala yung ken ga shap shi na da chenang la yung ken ga nyayen na da teni satoklan ro den ken ga buzi na da gangyen na chokchak ganglan zog zigni andi nga lap ka tun kari yore ze zeni teni shan na teni kwatan teni samki ma ke ba mambo ze teni shaya yore ze ka de nga so jin me na te jitsoni da ha ko yor mar ma to ba te nguni kongkhen zina chokchak sila teni zmo zigni o khorang ngalap ka tun kari kari ndu ze ni sharna te shapa jig zogya me ba teni sha ji yores.
If we didn't forget, if it were possible to remember all of our previous existences, if it was possible for someone to remember the entire span of their previous existences, then regardless of whether it be a bird in the sky or a fish in the water or an insect on the earth, regardless of what being or animal we would encounter, we would be able to remember the specific kindness that they had extended to us or shown us in our previous lifetimes. And we would understand, or such a person would understand, that this level of kindness was inconceivable in its nature, and that the number of beings who had shown this kindness was is inconceivable in nature. That is, there would be no end, in fact, to the amount of kindness that had been shown to us by all beings.
Teni te nga so jongder ko komba tangbo de resi jongder ko komba tangbo de nga so simchen si na yang da teni gang yin na da chama teni ngarang ka teni ta pa ma teni ngarang bo teni shenyong kan ta re samba ga teni muzin yak bozo khilin yak bozo tambo she go re te nga so jongder ko komba tangbo res.
So the first step of our training or our meditation, our practice is to reflect like this, that all beings have at one time or another been our own mother or father, our own children. And so this first step or first stage involves an acceptance of this, a recognition of this.
Tani yang nga chom khashila tini yang phada ma te so rang la yang chendi thok phama chog yakbo ma shian rawo te indi tini ngarang la phama ina ngarang la kwatan chimbu chi mandu sam khin rawo tendi yore da te musar hal lipa musar re ma tok ba sher tang nga so phama ga tini nga so la tini jiwa da sham dang jiwa ji ti nga so sa ni tini se kha ju gon ju ma shian ra bo re ji sher tang la tendi yang re.
Of course, there may be some people who have not been treated well by their own parents in this life, and so therefore don't feel a particularly strong sense of gratitude in respect of them. However, people who are like this are certainly the exception. Generally, in relation to our parents, their love and kindness that they have shown us is something that is not possible to express.
Tani gomba nipati kangresena tini ngarang phama yimbi kapta tini ngarang bogu yimbi kapta tini ngarang tini nye sanda o tini yimbi kapsa tini ngarang la kwadren pe mangbu yore samni teso samgo ore teso ngaso tarta ga tini phama tang tarta ga tini ngaso chobo yakbo teso tini soso rang la kwadren chimbo yimba teso tambo samlo tang tini jamba teso yang ota tetang rabo je kiwa ngama namsa tini kwarang nga phama nga pu tindi shepi ne kamna te nga la tindi kwadran mambo yore samne tindi samlo jemo tango gore te nga su jondar shi sarka kompa ni pa teres.
So the second stage of the practice involves recognizing the gratitude that we have for the kindness that has been shown to us by our current parents, and then reflecting that since all other beings have also been our fathers or mothers or children, etc., in previous existences, that they are just the same, and that in actual fact we need to remember the great kindness that they have shown us in exactly the same way. So this is the second stage. We need to reflect on this in a very careful manner.
Teni komba sambadi kangrezena nga chu jongdrshya komba sambadi kangrezena ota simjin changma ngarang la tinti kwadren chimbo tinti yinna teni nge khorang la teni ta changma la kwadren zu gore nge par zhenlen ja gore je ta nge zhenlen ja gore samne tesam gore teni ta zhenlen nge kan din ja gore tapshi kan din du zena teni jamba ga tapshi chu mendo te na nge teni yakshuti kangrezena ta ngarang nirta ngarang rang tambo sangji teni sangji charwi jini teni ngi simjin sama la teni yin rangpo la teni pamba dribna teni ngi drib thab gore ne teni ngi tishi ge yin samne ngi simjin sama la teni kwadren zhenlen jarya ga tonde teni nga sangji ni ngi simjin sama la dengor me pa teni je ge yin samne teni tamja shi gore teni tamja de so chiri rimbi jondar shi go te jondar ko gomba samba deres.
So the third stage is when we, in recognizing the great kindness that all beings have shown to us across our past existences, that on account of this kindness, we really need to work to repay the great kindness that has been shown to us. And we need to reflect on how, in fact, we should go about doing this. We appreciate that the best way of repaying the great kindness of all beings is to attain Buddhahood ourselves. And in so doing, we will really be able to repay the great kindness of all beings by doing benefit for them in a vast and long-reaching way. So it is in order to be of benefit to all beings and repay their great kindness that we vow to attain Buddhahood and to work for eliminating their suffering, and generating this resolve is the third step of the process. And in terms of generating these different levels of resolve, we need to work step by step.
Tini tarnga yanchun rabo ina nga chum mi chama ga mang chushu ti tini nga chum mchi zya de tini 그쪽보 되니 뒤초 통통스 그나라 따대 그래 되니 바체 로 던치 갸체 로 갸테 디스 그나라 삼로 땅대 그래 딘디 그나라 삼로 땅에 머체지야데 딘디 뒤초 통통 그쪽보 되니 쉐자나 되니 가서 삼로 mam보즈 되니 때 시당 땅야 요레다 또 삼마 되니 땅 마트바 제니 딘디 광고 할리바 침보렌 존도 데 머체 따와 약보즈 짜와니 마레지 디타와데.
At present, many people have an understanding or a view of life that is extremely narrow and is extremely short in terms of the period of time that it encompasses. Many people have a view of a lifetime as just 70 years or 80 years or perhaps 100 years. And this narrow and short-range view of life, in fact, constrains us in many ways and blocks us in unhelpful ways too. This is by no means a productive life view to have. So it's necessary that we do need to make some change or some reform to our view of what constitutes a life, our life view. And if we can make our life view one that is somewhat more long-ranging in nature, then this will open up many new possibilities.
Teni mutse ga tawa yenare, rentang ga tawa yenare, jikting ga tawa yenare, tawa tichu tola, nga so mashi pata, mako wata, norwata, teni haliba mambu yores.
In terms of humans, our different life views, our value systems, our worldviews, etc., many of these are based on mistaken understandings, or rather a lack of knowledge, a lack of understanding.
Teni nga so samlo sama teni kutobo shini, teni to shini, jirchuja matavna, teni nga so yargisavan indro ta manduzi, tartanda po shini nga so ta muzgin na, suso teni deshkiri nanda, ten rawazaka teni suso samlo yina, shirabi nanda, so sama teni tsatang dambazaka nang matokpa teni yakbozi yargi chimbundro ya te tsavani tabka mari, tabka manduzi.
And such a narrow and constrained outlooks and attitudes, in actual fact, prevent us from being able to progress and develop well. Insofar as the development of our happiness and wisdom are concerned, these narrow outlooks really prevent us and obstruct us from developing.
Teni samlo jangdrorze yaga teni tsikte nga so teni shusoko thola teni rikpa mambuz ganala teni samlo jangdrorze ate teni chapsing nala inare teni chongle nala inare teni mambuz ka pesho tanga yoreze samlo jangdror teni nga so nangba yang te pesho tango go nduk tong thola teni zegere nga so samlo godok tamchepo jangdror tangni teni yangrambu la tashi goreze.
So, thought liberation or liberating one's thoughts is a phrase that is often used. It's used by people in the political sphere, it's used by business people, but we as Buddhists also need to liberate our thinking. That is, we need to transform our thinking from a narrow paradigm to one that is more long-term or far-reaching in its scope.
Teni nga tsu chudripi nekabna nga tsu tendi mangbo shikayore. Ta nge lo chikanala, nge ranga lo chikanala nge nyemba gaji gajin dongayen, nge ngak gajin dongayen. Teni nga ranga lo chikanala, nga ranga shak gajin tsagayen. Teni lo chikanala nge gewa gaji dribgayen. Tendi nga tsu mangbo shikayore. Teso yung yakbo rezi. Retang teli kyang karchewa te kang rezi na perna nga ranga lo nyiganala, teni nga yendamanda nga ranga simchin tamshipola gangkenzi nge tendi zika tola teni tendi zi ataptaga samado yana lo ni lo sim ganala teni ngarang simchen sama lan jamnim gudini gabu shinken o tendi nga yargi tendi ne tanga yin samado tendi tamja yona teni pe teni nyamlin la yapo yargi yung kare.
So, in terms of our Dharma practice, we're very used to making goals or setting goals in terms of how many mantra recitations we hope to accomplish, how many prostrations we seek to accomplish, or what extent of positive action and good deeds we want to do. Of course, all of these things are very good, but even better in respect of our practice is if we can do things like make a goal within the coming 2 years to really work for the benefit of all beings, or whether in a period of 3 years we're really able to be able to really extend a view of equality to all beings in our practice. Making a vow like this would be wonderful and ultimately very productive for the development of our practice.
Tene nga tsumme mambo nga ranga nangchula lo jongshini lo jire songse lo nishire songse yang kashi nga msishik tela nga ranga nangchula lo jongshi panze tendi zege yore yinna yang teni yarjing ngomati kang tolan ro thapka yo nga cha tashi ge yo mareze teni shamdang yarji nikala yarjin ro ndu tambandu nga cho teni simchun chamala teni njamnyum go teni gabu shinken o tendi zre thapka ndu Te retapko yona nga tsu chulo nga labjana lo che labjana nga tsu yargin ro yore. Karte shamba nyangji teni semchin tamchil la gawa tsu tola yargi chiching mena teni nga tsu lo che la lo jongshi na lo nishi la lo jongshi na te tondak chimbo ji yaw mares.
So many people say that they have been practicing Buddhism for 10 years or 20 years. Some people have say they've been practicing for their entire lives, and yet they don't know how to recognize progress in their practice. In fact, in terms of progress in one's practice, increase in loving kindness and compassion are key indicators. That is, if we are able to, over a period of 5 or 10 years, to really increase in our loving kindness and increase in our compassion, to increase our capacity to view all beings as equal and as objects of our love, then this is a true sign of progress in one's practice. If, on the other hand, one hasn't advanced in one's loving kindness or compassion or equality in their view of all beings, then regardless of whether they've been practicing for 10 or 20 years, then ultimately this practice really doesn't have a great deal of meaning.
Teni terang aso ngato teni shanship ko sim gomlik zenanda, jondr she zenanda, teni tsamala ngoto she ate tabdepo ndordizres.
So this morning, this meditation practice, or perhaps training in cultivating bodhicitta, has been a very simple and abbreviated one. And it's one that is predicated on an acceptance of past and future lives.
Teni karti tarong kewa ngapshise atela semkanala yabozo kelen thapka mena teni yang nyangji jongdr shetsrta gumchar jamba yang yores.
And if the acceptance of past and future lives is not something that you're able to do at this present moment in time, then there are other methods of cultivating compassion available to us.
Teni tambo shamdang nyangji tso yabo lo jongshene teni kewa ngapshite tso la rimji lo jongshena ndikres.
So if we first learn about cultivating loving kindness and compassion and then move on to the question of past and future lives, then this is of course okay.
Yakshung omate teni tambosha teni kewa ngapshita ndso yakbozo lojong shene semla teni yichi yakbozo tobne teni jamba rimbe shamnyangji te so teni gomna le labo yore yakshuti teres.
The best approach, however, would be to first learn about and understand past and future lives, and to therefore gain a belief and conviction in their existence, and upon this foundation to work on cultivating one's loving kindness and compassion. This is the best approach. It's also the easiest way to progress.
Teni gum ta terang atsu shayati dordizre teni de tets geban rapo teni chiyu gangzang la mi jarlong ta teni khapar ta chiyu gangzang la mi jarlong go kambo ngakshong go zimji ze az 요래 되니 또 인지가 돌아더니 기른득 되니 때다고 그렇게 남바가 딱 요지리다 되니 때다고 그랬더니 나라페 약보 기보 약보 되니 너스.
So the practice or the training that I've outlined this morning has really been a very concise, a very abbreviated one. For a more elaborate and detailed explanation of this practice, the words of my perfect teacher has a very nice account, and an even better explanation and more detailed explanation is the account given in Khenpo Ngapchung's commentary on the words of my perfect teacher.
Teni jan pe yakshu ngomate teni te lojong tondun mate rezi teni lojong tondun mate teni de kambo lotun thai ramboche ge chen nambala teni kashi korma kashi song sare te song duzi te na de chama la song bayin da mkorchi la song bayin nge mashita galter song duzi te na teni te inji ge thola teni yakbo yo sare te la lojong shena te tinala yang cha changma pe hali pa yakbo yo re.
And in addition to this are the 7 Lojong mind training practices. I think that Khenpo Rinpoche may have been taught these or be teaching these. In any case, these are a very good practice approach.
Teni teso kangi na nga so lan chikta lan nyigi yung ko mare korma mambo lojong she go re teni korma mambo nyamlin shi ne yin rambu tin shi na teni nga so yargi yakbo yung re.
In any case, these teachings are not ones that we just simply learn once or twice. They're teachings that we need to learn and study time and time again and practice them over a long period of time. And when we're able to do this, we really will see good results in our practice. So this is the end of our teaching this morning.
Om